I'm Corbett Wall with DB Auction, here with your feeder flash for Tuesday, December the 31st, brought to you in part by Zactran by Behringer Ingelheim. Happy New Year, guys. This is your last feeder flash for the 2019 year, and we're going into 2020 with a big head of steam. We started off here very slow after Christmas. And we should start getting into some bigger, better sales immediately here after New Year's Day. But on the last day of the year, what little we had to talk about mostly happened at Callaway Livestock Center in Kingdom City, Missouri. They had a good sale there and seemed to be really kicking things off on the right hand. Talked to some buyers that were going to be there. The buyers wanted cattle. They didn't really want to tip their hand as to how bad they wanted them. Kind of wanting to feel out how everybody else was feeling and see how much it was going to take to get them. Kind of giving orders that they knew weren't going to be able to get the cattle bought. And then you had guys in there that had the orders to just go ahead and get them taken care of and blew them out of the water. And had some awful good prices there at Callaway Livestock Center. Some other sales that went on Monday was some replacement sales, and partly had been rescheduled due to the Midwestern snowstorm, like the one in North Platte, Nebraska at North Platte Stockyards there. But they had a good replacement sale on Monday. And Stockman's in Dickinson, North Dakota had a good replacement sale, but not a lot of feeder cattle moving as of yet. We'll get started on those here as we move more into the first week of the new year. But look at the board on Monday. December live cattle futures up 60 cents at 124.10. That's a premium to what your market is, but we haven't seen any delivery notices as of yet. But we're right here at the very end. There's very few open contracts left, so not expecting a whole lot to happen there. February live cattle down 27 cents at 126.42. January feeder cattle down 12 at 145.42. March down 30 at 144.5. Your weighted average on last week's fat cattle trade, negotiated sales in the 5-area feeding region totaled 48,800 head. That compares to last year's Christmas week at 67,700 head, and we've been running a similar percentage behind all year long here on negotiated sales as we continue to see the negotiated sales dry up and really leaving the industry scrambling for what the market is, and our mandatory price reporting reports that come out from USDA, the confidentiality keeps blocking us of the information, so we can't really tell what's going on till well after it's over with. But hopefully we can get some of these things straightened out, and would love to see a little bit more negotiated trade going on. But you look at your market for last week, it was sure higher, and that was great on a holiday week, and it performed very well. And I tell you what, it's sending us into 2020 with a big head of steam. But your live sales in the 5-area feeding region on steers and heifers from 120 to 125, mostly 122, some 123 out there, but that was $2 higher than the previous week. Your weighted average on live steers, 122.28. That was up $1.92 from the weighted average on steers the previous week. Like I said, there was some 123 in Iowa, some 196 also in Iowa, and so that was the place that was getting the premiums. But your dressed steers and heifers ranged in price from 192 to 197, mostly all 195. That was sure $3 higher. Your weighted average on dressed steers 195.22, but actually your weighted average on dressed heifers 195 even, so that tells you how many sold right at the 195. But that steer dressed weighted average was $3.37 higher than the previous week. Nationwide negotiated sales 61,400 head, and about 23% of those were for the 15 to 30 day delivery. But going to be traveling all around the Midwest here over the next week or 10 days. Got a lot of feeder flash gang rallies. If you guys can make it to one, we'd sure like to see you. Give you a little rundown here since we got some time. But on January the 2nd, going to be going to North Platte, Nebraska. Kyle Lehman, my friend there with North Platte Stockyards, was instrumental in getting me up there. Going to be at the Lincoln County Fairgrounds, and I admit that there's probably other sponsors that I don't know about, and probably other speakers at some of these events that I don't know about, but going to tell you what I do know. But on January the 2nd, be in North Platte, Nebraska. On January the 3rd, going to be in Wessington Springs, South Dakota at the Foothills Cattle Producers Roundup. And the folks there at Kimball Livestock Exchange were instrumental in getting me there for that January 3rd meeting. You look on to the end of the next week, going to be in Ottumwa, Iowa on January the 10th at the Davis County Cattlemen's Association meeting there at the Bridgeview Center. And Roman Schooley there with Bloomfield Livestock was instrumental in getting me there. And then going to be moving on January the 11th to the big convention, the Missouri Cattlemen's Association convention. Got tons of friends all over Missouri in the cattle business there, and tell you what, they've been doing a good job there. Mike Deering is doing a good job with the Missouri Cattlemen's Association. They are not resting on their heels. They're active and doing things to address the things that are problematic with your cattle people. And they're not just sitting around waiting. They're actually getting out and doing things, and glad to see that. They've got a lot of commercial people active in the Cattlemen's Association now, which is really, really important, I think, and going to be there at the Missouri Cattlemen's Association Convention on January the 11th. That's in Columbia, Missouri. They got a lot of good sponsors there helping put that on. Callaway and Montgomery County Cattlemen's Associations there. The Callaway Livestock Center, Jack Harrison there. Windsor Livestock, the Drennan family there. Four State Stockyard down in Exeter, Missouri, and Mocan Livestock in Butler, all helping put that whole event on. But hope to see you guys at one of those meetings, and really looking forward to getting around back in the Midwest. But look at what's going on here later in the week. Joplin Regional Stockyards, 8 o'clock on Thursday morning, going to start their wean back value added special there, expecting 7,000 head of feeder cattle that all be long time weaned and all be on a health program there, and that'll kick off your feeder sales at Joplin Regional Stockyards for 2020. Look at your real-time index, and I'll show you how things get shook up. You realize that real-time index is just like your CME cash feeder cattle index. It's a 7-day moving average. You get into a week like we've just had with the holidays coming through there, everything shut down for Christmas. It's similar to 4th of July. You see a lot of shakeup. You lose all of your quotes because they go out the back end of your 7-day moving average. Your real-time index jumped up nearly $4 just on Monday there late in the day at 146.83. However, most of our quotes come in weighed in the mid to low 7s, so our weighted average weight dropped well below what we normally see. Your CME cash feeder cattle index has lost all their quotes too. They're all the way down to 139.14, but that quote's for the 27th of December because it's always running a day or two behind there. But we'll get things going back and get it back kind of in line with what the board is and what your cash cattle are actually bringing out in your sale barns. But like I said, the only really big sale that we saw come in through the DV auction automated market reporting system was Callaway Livestock Center, and they had one whale of a sale there. Like I said, I talked to several people there, including Greg Harrison, my good friend and longtime co-worker there, and he was reporting the market and snapped me some pictures, and I'm going to tell you about a long string of steers, 129 head, 766 pound, good black, green condition steers at $156.50. That's a hell of a price. And then a load of heifers, 74 head, 719 pound yearling heifers, $153.85. Wish all you guys a happy new year. We won't have a feeder flash for New Year's Day, but we'll get started right back after that.